Welcome back to Nostalgianomics. Today's is going to be a nice market recap video. Talk about some things that are happening around the market that you may or may not have seen or heard about. I'm sure it's going to be repetitive to a lot of you who really stay engaged in the market. But I know a lot of people who watch the channel are, a little more just casual, and they don't know all the moves happening throughout the market at all times. So I thought I'd go across some of the sealed products, some of the singles that are making some pretty decent moves, and maybe something to watch out for, maybe something to move into. Maybe if you're holding it, it could be something to sell. Absolutely no way, shape, or form is this trying to pump any of these. I own some of the things I'm talking about. I don't own some of the things I'm talking about. I can let you know which I do and don't own, so you know I'm not trying to put any of my own spin on this. But no, I just think it's good to pay attention to what is happening across the market, pay attention to where the strengths are, and, position yourself accordingly. So let's go ahead and jump into it. Before we do that, guys, I got to shout out today's video sponsor. It's Arizona TCG. They run a TCG consignment service for all your CGC, BGS, and PSA slabs. And with eBay Vault going away, they could actually be the best option for you. The best way to know if you want to use them or sell yourself, just scroll down on their homepage. They got this nice little calculator here, and you can kind of calculate on what value cards you have and see how much you would make selling it yourself on eBay and how much you would make having them sell it. So if you got an alt art you want to move, think you're getting about $300. Well, sell it yourself, and you take that 13.25% fee and have to pay for your own shipping and shipping materials. You're actually going to make less than having Arizona TCG just do all the work for you. So maybe something to check out, maybe right for you. I'll leave the link in the description in the comment section below. All right, first up, Alex, you can't invest in Scarlet Violet. This stuff's all worthless. Everyone hates it. You can't buy that Scarlet Violet product. It's never going to go up. That's going to take years and years. And when was this released again? Oh, that's right. June 9th of 2023. So it took about 11 months. And now Paldea evolved, which when I made the videos about 6-7 months ago, right? Like Black Friday, Christmas time, there was multiple sales. It wasn't even like TikTok coupons. They were just regular sales on like eBay, TCG Player. Could have picked these boxes up in the 80s. Just open market, no special deals. And now we are seeing confirmed sale $118. We have $109.99 plus $8.99 shipping. So this is going to be a $20 or $120 booster box here soon. Oh, yes. And the cases are moving too. Last case just sold for over $675. Lowest one in the market, $691.44. And then it moves up in the 700s, people. That's right. The 700s. So Paldea evolved. I get it. It's very likely a reprint will come. Who knows how far this will run before that reprint comes? Maybe the reprint doesn't come for a while. Maybe it's a small reprint. There's no way of knowing these things. But the main thing you want to take away from this move is Scarlet and Violet can and will move in the future like every other era and booster box has. Don't overthink this. If you're looking for the right entry point, if you're waiting for a reprint, you think this is going to fall, great. But don't get wrapped up in your heads that you hear all the negativity swirling around the onlines of everyone saying, Scarlet Violet era sucks, Pokemon's on the decline, no one's going to want to buy this stuff like they did Sword and Shield, Sun and Moon, XY, it's all different now. No, it's not. We've heard that every step of the way. Nothing has changed. Speaking of how nothing has changed, battle styles. Everyone hated battle styles. $80 a box, longer than probably any other box in Pokemon history, maybe since XY. Battle Styles is now selling for $135 a booster box. There is a couple of listings in the 135s, and then it quickly moves up into the 140 range. That's Battle Styles, folks. If you look at the cases are moving as well. Last one sold for $790, and then no one's got even one listed anywhere near that anymore. It's $890 if you want a Battle Styles case on TCG Player. $890. One of the worst sets in all of Sword and Shield. What do you want me to tell you? Everything moves up over time. This is what it is. Lost Origin, seeing an absolute massive pump. If you didn't know, Lost Origin is now selling for $225 to $230 a booster box. Here's the listings. You got 220s. Looks like people are dropping a little bit, trying to offload some, but it looks like it's going to jump back up pretty quickly back in the 225 range. Lost Origin, in my personal opinion, I see this passing Chilling Reign and Fusion Strike and becoming the second box next to Evolving Skies in this era. It's going to take a little time, obviously, but I think that is coming. So I don't think this is going to have a pump and dump. I think we are seeing the prices normalize after they sold out on PC. There'll be some turbulence, but I do expect these prices to hold, in my opinion. The cases are absolutely crazy. Last case just sold for $1,540, which is, yes, if you're doing the math, that is a case premium. And there's one left, a little under $1,500. Then it jumps back right back over $1,500 and into the $1,600s after that. And so, Lost Origin, ladies and gentlemen. Everyone said it was coming. Everyone across the entire YouTube space was all yelling Brilliant Stars and Lost Origin. And if you didn't take advantage of it on Pokemon Center, or you didn't take advantage of it sooner when the reprint happened last year, I don't know what to tell you. Everyone saw it coming. You probably saw it coming too. If you didn't take action, well, here's where you're at now. Charizard UPCs. Another product people thought was never going to move. People were blowing these out in the 70s at one point. Very easy to find in the 80s. Very easy to find. Open market everywhere on the 80s last year. No one wanted them. And now, they're selling for 120 to 130. Yeah, lowest listing is 129 plus $299 shipping. I think all these had shipping involved because they are selling for $130 in a UPC. And people are buying them by the case too. Selling by the case. $500 cases, lowest listing, 5 plus 25 shipping. They're moving, guys. I mean, look, these sales are literally almost every day. A couple days ago, these are literally today. So they're moving, people. They're moving. I don't know what to tell you. Sealed product moves over time. Silver Tempest has finally eclipsed MSRP pricing for Sword and Shield era. And so it's literally cheaper now to buy it on the Pokemon Center than it is in the open market on TCG Player at $160. But as always, people are still buying it on TCG Player and paying in the $150s and $160s. So, this is probably going to end up being the next play, right? This is going to be the next, buy from Pokemon Center till it's bought out. These will probably shoot up just like every other box has. Astral Radiance and Brilliant Stars are still kind of lagging. They're a little under $200, but they are in like the, high 170s and 180s. So they are much higher than what you could have bought them for in Pokemon Center just a month ago or a few weeks ago. And so I expect Silver Tempest to do relatively the same thing. Silver Tempest cases are holding a case premium now. They're selling for right near $1,000 per case now, $995 confirmed sale on 5/4. And so, yeah, just like clockwork, everything's moving up as it should. It's getting older. It's time to move. So that's pretty much the sealed product game, guys. We have Paldea Evolved and Scarlet and Violet already moving. All the Sword and Shield Alt Art sets are doing what, I've been talking about they're going to do for, 6 months, a year now. And it's just kind of business as usual. Nothing crazy. If you haven't got in, well, that's the hard part, right? Do I think this is a great entry point for like an investment? Yes and no, right? Depends on your time frame, depends on how much you're looking to make. Do I think these boxes can all double in the next 4 to 5 years again? Yeah, I personally do. Were there better entry points? Absolutely. Do I think it's a good spot to maybe if you wanted one for your collection and you didn't pick one up yet? Yeah, I mean, I don't see these really dropping to be much lower in the future other than Paldea if a reprint comes. But all the Sword and Shield sets, yeah, I mean, if you're wanting a collection pickup, I think they're probably all good buys because even if they don't, jet up, extremely fast from where they are, I don't necessarily see them dropping a whole bunch. So, take that for what you will. Let's talk about some singles now. Starmie V, the Astral Radiance Trainer Gallery. I mean, guys, it can't get any more obvious. You got Misty laying on a raft. Now, don't get creepy with it, but you know how this hobby is. We like our, waifus when they show in the skin and all that. And here it is. Here it is. I mean, this card was literally, sitting in the 30s for a while, and now it's in the 50s. Lowest listing, $51.54. We got a $51 sale. I mean, everyone kind of saw this coming, but no one really knew when it's going to come. And now it's here, and, is what it is. So, Misty Starmie V is now a $50 card, and it is selling for $150 now. Guys, this card was literally, I mean, here, if I sort by lowest first, this was literally a sub $100 card. Yeah, I mean, look at this. These auctions were going sub $100 back in February, just a couple months ago. And so 50% plus move, 60% move in literally a couple months on that card. Huge, huge move. The Groudon. So PokeBeach put out an article about this card being more playable. I don't dig too deep in the game, so I don't understand how playable it is, but apparently it's very playable, and that's what's led to this price rise, apparently. It jumped up from literally the low 20s, and now the lowest near mint copies in the mid-30s. It's selling in the mid-30s. So, I mean, huge gain there. What, 40% gain, almost 50% now gain on that card. PSA 10, which I told you I would let you know. I do own a copy of this PSA 10, so it's selling now in like the $150 to $170 range. I also own a copy of the Starmie V in a PSA 10, which again is selling in the $150 range. So again, guys, I'm not showing you these cards to pump cards that I own. I'm just showing you moves that are happening. So don't run out and buy these cards because Alex owns them or he's showing them on his video. I want to be very clear these days after the criticisms I've got to be very fair about my videos and let you know and not pump things. Speaking of pumping things, Magikarp. Now I don't own one of these. And yeah, it's a $100 raw card, right? If we, let me go sort it by the old near mint. It is a $100 raw card. And it is a $660 latest auction sale card in English. Guys, there's a couple things with this. If Paldea Evolved gets reprinted, this is coming down. If Paldea Evolved gets reprinted and it is high quality print, kind of like Temporal Forces has been, this is coming way down because you're going to have a lot more 10s graded. So be very careful buying this card at these prices. I don't recommend it. I'm not buying it. But yeah, I didn't recommend buying it when it was in the 400s, and now you would have made another 50% gain on your money from there. And so I was wrong. I'm still wrong. Maybe I'll be wrong and it runs to $1,000. I don't know. This market's wild, but that's my opinion. Moving on. All right, let's move on to the alt art. So everyone knows the whole Umbreon VMAX is $1,500 card. Okay, but we have big news. Giratina has become the second $1,000 alt art. That's right, folks. We have right here, $1,000 9 auction sale. We have a $1,039.99 buy it now sale. That's 2 sales over $1,000. That's enough for me to say this is a $1,000 PSA 10 alt art now. Giratina did. I think a lot of people knew this was going to be the second one to get there. I don't know if a lot of people really thought it was going to get to 1,000, but I think a lot of people thought if anyone did get to 1,000, it would be this card. Now it's kind of the race to if there's going to be a third one, right? Gengar does seem to be in third place right now. It's ending in the mid sevens, right? About a $750 card. It's weird though. The Rayquaza VMAX on TCG Player seems to be selling as much or more sometimes than the Gengar, but it is lagging it when it comes to the PSA 10 version. So it is still just under a $700 card. You have some auctions ending low. You have some buy it nows ending near 700, but it's in the a mid 600s. I would say is the PSA 10. Which we'll see if Rayquaza can catch fire and pass Gengar. And then, it kind of goes to the Blaziken, which is kind of high 4s, low 5s, and the Lugia, which is, again, high 4s, low 5s. So those are kind of all the front runners right now. Will Silver Tempest rising in price and then eventually going out of stock on Pokemon Center help the Lugia kind of jump the line and pass Blaziken and jump up in the Rayquaza Gengar territory? Who knows? But those are the things you want to keep an eye out for. Guys, I mean, I could have made an hour-long video today. There's literally things moving across the entire market. This in no way, shape, or form is everything moving. I just wanted to kind of shine a spotlight on a few of the things I've been watching and seeing. There's tons of SIRs and IRs moving in Scarlet Violet era. There's tons of trainer gallery cards moving in the Sword and Shield era. You have the Brilliant Stars, Umbreon VMAX and V, Sylveon VMAX and V starting to take off. You have the Lost Origin Pikachu V Max taking off. You have other trainer galleries taking off, just like the Starmie V did. And even some of the lower tier alt arts are now starting to see some push up, kind of in sympathy with all the alt arts and the sets gaining value. And so, as always, guys, be quick to question things, be quick to do research, to take in information, to do your due diligence, and be slow to take action in markets like these. Because we're getting to the point now where you just don't know, right? And I don't know. I don't know where these tops are going to be. They're getting to the point now. Like I called it. I said I think Umbreon VMAX can be a $1,500 card, right? I saw a lot of these booster boxes hitting $200 plus. But we are getting to a point now where I'm kind of at a loss right now. I don't know how much more these alt arts can push. I'm considering, taking some money off the table. I'm not in no way, shape, or form going to sell all my alt arts. I think they're great holds right now. I think the hit rates are just so hard, and I don't think the pop reports tell the whole story. I think that, how hard they are to hit, how much more scarce the cards and the booster boxes are going to come, and how much less we're going to see hit the market as those boxes are opened less and less is going to remain a huge factor. And so I do like the hold a lot more than the buy right now. But there's no shame in taking money off the table at this point. and locking in some profits, realizing some gains, and taking your cost basis down on the cards you are going to hold or the products you are going to hold, which I am a fan of, because on my long-term holds, when I do go move into them, I do like to make sure my cost basis is so low where I really can't get hurt. And so, the type of thing I'm talking about is if I have, let's say I have 5 Blaziken VMAX alt arts and I'm up, a certain amount of percent on all of them. I have no problem selling 2 or 3 of them to make sure the 2 that I am holding, the cost basis is so far under the market to where I can take a 30-40% drop in the future and still be in the profit. And it allows me to be a lot more comfortable and not worry about the market shifts, because I do feel like these are going to have, a pullback at some point, but I think they're going to have another run at some point after that. I don't think we've seen the end of the alt art run this year, next year. I mean, I think it's going to be a thing for the future, but that's just my opinion. And as far as the booster boxes, guys, we've seen it time and time again. Booster boxes have rises and then they stay stable. They have rises, they stay stable. We don't normally see booster boxes after they're out of print. Not talking about Paldea, right? That could have a reprint, but after they're out of print, we don't normally see booster boxes have massive drops. If you go look at Sun and Moon booster boxes right now, the liquidities went down a little bit. The prices have remained stagnant, and maybe they're giving a little back, but we don't see massive drops after the popularity runs away. Like kind of the tag teams and the waifus all went down. XY had a run up last year on a lot of the secret rares, like the Alakazam, the Mewtwo's, and things like that. Those have dropped, but the boxes have all remained stable, if not continued to rise. So just understand they're 2 different markets. The sealed market's going to remain a lot safer, a lot less volatile than the singles market. And so make your decisions, with those based on that. But still a lot of plays out there, guys. Just like the Magikarp, when I said it was $400 seemed overvalued, I don't know, a month, 2 months ago, it ran to 600. So don't take this as me saying these things can't remain running 20, 30, 40, 50%. They could. This market's crazy right now. Just be cautious. Don't get yourself caught. Don't get yourself in a bad situation. Only take on the risk that you can afford. And I think you'll remain having a good time in the hobby. That's all I got today, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. My name's Alex. It's Nostalgianomics. Be back here in a new one soon. I'm out.